It was a bright idea in its day, a dazzling source of light perched on structures 165 feet tall. They were called moonlight towers, and in the late 1800s, they illuminated the entire city of Detroit.
Thousands of people would come out just to see them, drive in the wagon and, to go to town just to see the lights.
You would think this antiquated approach to urban lighting would be long gone, but the actual towers, which once reached high above Detroit, are now helping light another city. I'll give you the name of that city in just a minute, but first, a science lesson here at Lawrence Technological University. Physics professor Changgong Zhou displays a smaller version of arc lighting, the way Detroit beat the darkness in the old days.
Well, we know when you have opposite charges, they always attract one another.
And if an electric charge is strong enough,
it's going to turn air into conductors. So electric current can run through positive end towards the negative end.
You've seen how downed wires arc and light up the night sky. Well, that's what Detroit did. By putting carbon rods close together, electricity would jump the gap atop the moonlight towers and let there be light. Father John Staudenmeier is an administrator at the University of Detroit Mercy and the editor emeritus of Technology and Culture.
If you look at the design of the moon towers, they're very tall towers, and they cast this very bright light over a pretty considerable distance in a city. So bright, for example, that if we had one in this room, you couldn't film and we wouldn't be in here.
In 1888, a writer bragged, "The press of this country has uniformly conceded Detroit to be the best lighted city in the world." But Edison's incandescent bulb was proving to be far superior to carbon arc lamps.
The downside is, A, they're pretty expensive to run, and B, what are you going to do with them if you can't be about 400 feet away from them?
You have to wonder whether many folks would have preferred being in the shadows.
It's very harsh light, and there's kind of no relief for it, wherever it is shining.
By the 1890s, when the city looked like what you see here at the Detroit Historical Museum, moonlight towers were on the way out. But one city wanted Detroit's towers: Austin, Texas. They're not only functional, they're cherished Austin landmarks, 117 years after their arrival from the Motor City.
Well, it's unique. It's something that you only find in Austin, and it's part of our cultural history. I mean, it's even been in movies, Dazed and Confused, for example.
Actually, it's a good idea. I mean, you got a full moon out here every day of the year,
17 of the original 31 moonlight towers from Detroit are now serving as giant night lights over Austin.
All of the 17 remaining moonlight towers are going to be repainted. We're going to inspect them for cracks, any kind of wear and tear, and we're going to fix them.
Carbon arc lamps have given way to a more modern system on the moonlight towers, but these original structures are on the National Register of Historic Places.
When we put new bolts and new nuts on them, they have to look exactly the way they did in 1895.
A source of light in a Sunbelt city, courtesy of Detroit. Today we struggle to keep neighborhoods out of darkness, but those moonlight towers are going strong. Maybe we should have kept a few. In Detroit, I'm Roger Webere, Local 4.